because I did research on leadership. Eventually, relationship is the best leadership. Leadership is relationship. So the question I want to ask is, what skills, like communication skills, conflict resolution skills you gain in the workplace influence your family relationships? I think this is a very meaningful question and answer to help everyone grow relationship in family.
Young man, let me ask you for clarification. Do you mean the skills that we use in the workplace as well as in our family? With the family.
First, when we work as a leader, we do deal with many conflicts, and then we get lesson learned. Like we treat the employee, maybe I'm not I'm very flexible, and this skill you can apply your family life, like in dealing with your husband relationship, like if you have conflict together, we decide which place we go vacation. You want to go Europe, your husband wants to go China. So this conflict. So how do you compromise? So from my experiences, depends on how relationship you want to address. If you really care your relationship with husband, you can go compromise. Okay, I go with you China. But if you really want to take care of yourself, okay, no, I don't want to go China. I go to Europe. So how do you balance this conflicts? Use your skills learned in the workplace. I just example many skills you get in the workplace. If you don't have story share, you just tell your perspective like this.
Okay, thank you. I'd say it's about taking your emotions out. It's one of the number one thing I do, and because if you would not treat your coworker, your employee with immediate emotional reaction, like we would feel comfortable doing in the family setting, we would express immediately disapproval, disagreement, and all kinds of negative emotions. It's very often challenging, but then you start to learn slowly to take a step back from your first immediate reaction. And it's being married. And again, I'm not married right now, but that is the next step in the intent in my life, because if I feel like I'm pretty much have enough knowledge, skills, and wisdom, and enough time had passed. So I've studied this topic quite a bit. It's truly taking emotions out, first of all, and thinking like, I love this person, I respect this person, I don't want to hurt this person. So let me maybe just not react right now. And then it's a matter of negotiating. You don't go and win every battle. And also thinking that some particular scenes that maybe a negative event happen, maybe you don't want to go to that particular destination. But if you make this trade-off, if you decide to go with a wish of someone who you care and love, you may find this vacation would be the best vacation ever you had in your life. So just, again, let cards, or say the dominoes fall as they may, because if you may find that your future has way more than you ever would imagine. You don't know what your future holds. So just have this positive outlook. It's very, very important. And then just be grateful and treasure people who are in our life, because to have a husband, kids, parents, it's a blessing. So just like we very often we forget about it and we don't appreciate them.
Yeah, of course.
So that's that what came to me. But yeah.
And the key point I want to address is, as leader, we should have the long-term vision. Like the example I just. Currently, like you focus on the destination, you go Europe, you go China, but eventually you focus on the relationship, family relationship, right? So you focus on the whole picture as a leader. vice versa, as a wife or mom, in the family, you should focus on the whole family picture, right? So I want to address is leader, mother's leader. So focus on the relationship and the whole picture, not the character, things. So this is longevity we can go, like family longevity and leadership longevity. Yeah. So and like a skill, communication skill, negotiation skill, and the motivation skill we can gain in the workplace. For the workplace is a good school, we can meet many different people with different personalities. So we can have lesson learned from them and apply in your family, issues that make your family better and sustainability. So avoid the divorce and save your relationships in family.
I would say that in terms of solving the conflict and dealing with the conflict, I would use two different things. The first one, it's a kind of rules or postulates from Milton Erickson. Milton Erickson is a founder. He's a founder of NLP, the neuro-linguistic programming, and in the coaching, people also use it, coaches, these postulates, right? So one of them is that everybody is okay. There is no bad people, there is no good people. There is only good or bad actions that people do. The second one is that map is not the territory. What does it mean? It means that everybody has different opinion on the different facts. And he or she may be right from his own point of view. Like, for instance, we can say, like, the tablecloth, right? Someone can say it's beige, someone can say it's light brown, someone can say it's a kind of goldish, but it's still the same color, but everyone has different opinion. And the difference of this opinion actually causes the conflicts. Yes. So it's important to understand that it's normal that people have different opinion. And it's obvious and accepted. The other thing is that everybody acts in his best intention. Nobody would wake up in the morning and say, okay, I'm going to burn my egg for my husband, the frying egg. Oh, I'm going to kill the breakfast for my husband. I want to give him the worst house, the worst breakfast in the morning. Of course not. But if something happens that you were cooking frying eggs and they got burned, it's not because you was a bad intention. You started doing something with a good intention, right? So we always start with a good intention, but then it happens. So in the conflict, we should tolerate that the person we're conflicting too didn't want to make this conflict at the beginning. Probably something went wrong, or probably you had different opinion. So that's the reason, right? And the other thing that is, everyone has the sources within us, inside, to solve the problems. Yeah. And when I started just keeping in mind the things, I just realized it made it easier to understand people, to understand the nature of the conflict, and understand why people disagree so much. And the other thing is not criticize. Giving feedback doesn't mean criticize, right? Because our brain is always wired to see the bad things. If I ask anybody now and say, name 20 good things about yourself, how many would you name? At least, well, let's say 10. Let's say. If I would say, name 50 bad things that you have done, you couldn't manage, or something went wrong with you and you felt guilty or something, you would probably list 100, right? So that's our brain, how it works. So when the conflict comes, what I usually do, I give a feedback, and I call it like a sandwich skill. So I put on the top, on the bottom, top, something good about this person. Then inside, I give my opinion, which I don't like. I would prefer to do it better. And then on top, I say something good about this person that it becomes like, something that you don't criticize as, oh, you're doing this. So you say, yes, I can see you're trying really best. You make a lot of efforts. I would prefer to do this. Can we talk about it? And I'm sure you can listen to me and help me. So you see, it's like a sandwich. Yeah. And it works pretty well. Mm-hmm. From all the conflicts and everything that I faced in my business life, professional life, and in my family. So as soon as you learn how to give them right feedback, it works much better.
Yes,
that's it.
Yeah, that's very insightful perspective. Yeah, because conflict resolution is very important in the leadership zone and family life. Because many family, divorce because we have conflicts. And if we focus on the whole picture and the long-term vision, you will forgive something, right? Like in a business field, like something from someone after someone is totally wrong. But this mistake, if I going to fix, will spend 1 month or 2 weeks, but just worth $100. So I just let it go. I don't want to involve conflict. I would rather lost $100 but save my 2 months' times, right? So this is how, as a leader, how you deal with these conflicts. Okay, thank you so much. I don't have.
No, do you
Is it one to
Okay. No, I wouldn't.
You don't use the microphone.
I just don't like it. Okay, so I will tell you the truth because conflicts exist, right, in a workplace and probably much more at your household. Let me talk about myself. It's way easier for me to keep my cool in the place where I work. Because first, of course, I don't want to get fired. There are consequences if I lose my cool. But in my home, I feel I'm the boss. I can scream at my kids, right? Which is not right. I recently learned something, if I can paraphrase my friend who just arrived, that basically if you pretend at home that someone always is watching, that pretend that when you speak to your kids, I love this advice, like you always think that you in a public. So that helps you to keep your cool together. And I'm really grateful for the advice from Gosha because I started using it. And another one, she says, speak to your kids in whisper. So they're gonna be like, why she's whispering? They're gonna, because usually I ask my son, my daughter 2-3 times in a normal way, and then your voice escalates. I don't know if you experience. You lose your cool, you start going higher and higher, and still they don't listen. So when I find out this, let's lower your voice. Start whispering. I really start practicing this recently, and it works, right? So because my background is, I study hotel management and tourism. So I work with a lot of, I work with cruise line, I work in hotels business before I start dealing with flowers, but basically customer service. So customer is always right, even if they're wrong, you smile, you give your best. It's different. When you're a mom at home, so your question is how we apply those leadership skills at work. We just have to come home and try what I would not do at my job, right? So how do I manage? I have to delegate. If you're a good leader, you're a boss, you delegate yours. Either you have 5 employees or 20 or 100. The good leader know how to delegate. And I was great at the beginning because I was doing stuff by myself. And because I'm learning how to apply the professional leadership skills at my home, I was able to take a week vacation because I delegate to my husband and my kids what have to be done. I enjoy it.
That's good skills.
So I'm still learning, but it works. Bring your skills from professional work at home, and everything gets easier little by little.
And
that's good.
I want to use another Chinese going is in Chinese we can say 结婚以前看清楚. That means before you get married, just say something very clearly because well depends on how you choose your husband. But after the marriage, just blood. Because if you say very clearly, criticize everything, will destroy your marriage. So that means 结婚以后就当瞎子. Yeah, that means after getting married, just ignore something wrong. Keep your relationship going. So this is why leader is apply this leadership in family life. So I want to address this. In many, in nowadays, many high rate for the divorce, right? So when you get divorced because you got very angry with your husband, so something happened, right? But if you take care of your kids and see the advantages in the future and long run, maybe you can, compromise for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.